on? How you doing? Welcome to another Escapement Show. Good to see you all. And yeah, how have you been? How you doing, JCB?
Yeah, very good, mate. Very good. Good to see you. Good to be back. Yeah, been very well. Been very well.
How you doing, Jonathan? You well?
Hello. Yeah, all good here. JCB looks like he's been on vacation.
Oh, yeah, it's a weekend here. We had a really nice day. It was nice and
Very
sunny.
relaxed.
Yeah, I'm very chilled, man. I'm just enjoying the weekend. Been a very busy
Looking
week.
dapper as always, aren't you, JCB?
Damn, I'm just wearing a bloody shitty polo shirt.
No.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, very smart.
Thank you, my man.
Yeah, got a few in the chat. Just say hello. Mason Wally's wearing his Blancpain 50 Fathoms titanium this morning.
Beautiful.
He loves that watch and is yeah, it's his daily wearer. Kevin Hawthorne, great to see you, my friend. From Lakeland, Florida, tuning in as always. Thank you very much, my friend. You must be up early. And yeah, great to see you in the chat. And yeah, so do you want to do a wristwatch take, JCB?
Yeah, sure. Well, we're talking about quartz watches today, so I thought I'd just grab whatever quartz watches I had in the house. And since you're not wearing a quartz watch, Thomas, I thought I'd double wrists and represent for both of us. So I'm wearing double Casios. Yeah, I'm going. Well, I was wearing this one just in getting prepped for the show. This is the Casio, so it's the GA 2100 with an AP mod kit. Just a fun little piece.
Nice.
I haven't worn this for a while, actually.
I'll just put you on full screen. Hold on.
Yeah. So that's that one there with the AliExpress mod kit. I think it's the Generation 3 mod kit, something like that. Just yeah, fun, really fun, cool piece. It actually wears really well. I really like wearing this watch actually. For a cheap shitter, it's actually a fun and cool, little piece. Really like it. And I thought I'd grab the other Casio in my watch box, which is the Walter White, the calculator. I think this is called a what's this one? I don't know. Something 53, something or other. I don't know. Chuck this one on a Milanese strap just to give it a touch of luxury.
Nice. Love a Milanese strap. Yeah.
It looks like it works really well. So this is like a thin Milanese that works well on this one. So
those calculators, calculator watches. I always wanted one. Couldn't afford one when I was at school.
Yeah,
but
cool,
I thought those are so cool.
Yeah. I have the original. I've got the original one upstairs from 1984 somewhere, the silver one, but it doesn't have a battery, so I didn't bust that one out. So that's it.
Hi, Junior. Good to see you, my friend.
Hey, Junior. What's up, man? What are you wearing, Thomas?
And Jonathan, you're flexing.
No. I'm not wearing that. I just wanted to give a special shout out to our friend Russ, who is currently on vacation, and he has a new watch.
Oh, he's picked up the mini repeater, the new 2023 Patek mini repeater. Wow! Congratulations, Russell. Wow. That was my favorite Patek release of 2023, that mini repeater.
This bastard, he doesn't stop. Yeah.
The dial is just stunning.
He doesn't stop sending me pictures of that flanky enamel dial. And everyone is better than the previous one, so it's an amazing watch.
Russell 996. Oh, congratulations, my friend!
And he got 2 straps, and I think altogether 3 deployant buckles together with that watch. They also gave him a blue one, but I think that orange really pops.
Now that's a wristwatch check.
Yeah.
Man, that just blown my mind. That just came out of nowhere. I haven't seen this. I didn't know Russ had it. And the live, like that's the first time I've sort of seen a live picture. I remember when it came out, all the renders and stuff. this just looks so
Yeah, I
much
think-
better in the metal.
Yeah.
That's just off the chart, man.
I think it's his first
Amazing.
minute repeater, and I know that he had a perpetual calendar minute repeater tourbillon order, and then he changed his mind. I'm not going to tell you why. I know why, but there is another watch incoming which is too similar. Then, so he changed his order to this one. So he downgraded virtually.
Wow. Downgrade to an $800,000 watch.
Oh man, that is just it's just stunning, isn't it?
This morning,
Wow.
this morning, I was asking him if he was in the opera with the watch and if he's activating the minute repeater in dramatic pauses.
Oh, look at it. Those Russell. And that orange strap. Look beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, Russell. Well, you've won. You've stolen the show, Russell. I'm gonna have to take that off the screen. 'Cause it's,
I think we can wrap it up.
How do you go from this to that? That's crazy. That just shows you the variety of what we do on the Escapement Show, huh?
Yeah, so I went to London, the British Watchmakers Day, and on Saturday, and I got a new watch from Isotope Watches.
Yeah, cool.
Time, what's it say? Time Vessels.
Time Vessels.
Yeah, so
tell us about Isotope, mate. Who are they? What do they do? Where
I'm
are they
gonna
from?
tell you, yeah, I'm gonna. But I got a load of goodies with it. It's I got the watch in the box here. Whoops, there goes the guarantee card. Got a lovely box there with the Isotope logo on. That's upside down. And the watch, I'm wearing the watch at the moment. So that's this watch here, and it's the Isotope Hydrium Alba Scottish Watches collaboration. And I'll just put a link to Isotope in the chat.
Oh, that's funky.
It's an enamel dial. I've never seen an enamel dial on a dive watch.
Wow.
It's
Enamel?
yeah, enamel dial on a dive watch.
What? It's the week for white enamel dials with the Speedy coming out as well.
And he gave me 2 extra straps. He gave me a white strap and a navy blue strap. And he gave me a watch pouch as well for free. Ultra 10.
Cool.
So I'll just stick that back on my wrist and get me off.
What's happening with the bezel there, mate? So it's a diver with a black bezel. Has it got some
Yeah,
etchings that we can't see on it, or what's going on there?
It's a blacked out bezel. Oh, my mouse seems to be fading. You got me mildly mug stuck on screen now. I does say my mouse has crashed when I'm here. I think it has.
So
Another one bites the dust.
I'm seeing a battery change.
you got some batteries lying around.
Yeah.
That's funny. So while you're doing that, why don't you tell us a bit about Isotope and?
I'm trying to bring up some pictures.
Okay. Cool.
Come on.
We're stuck looking at you though for the whole show.
Well, my mouse has been disconnecting itself and then connecting itself. It's really, really frustrating.
Oh, Will Rizzo in the chat, man. Good to see you, buddy.
So I can't highlight anyone's comments or anything without my mouse.
More importantly, you can't boot me. So you have to stick with it.
I was stuck with you, but man.
Right, there we go. So let's get me off the screen. So I wanted, so I'll talk a bit about Isotope. This is the man that is behind Isotope, Jose Miranda. And I've just shared his website, and I shared his website, and that's him holding one of his watches. And we've got a few more people coming in. Got Lucha Patek Mark. Hi, he's wearing his favorite Quartz watches, Longines Conquests. And we've got the Rizzo from the Shizor. Good morning. And good to see you, William Rizzo. Yeah, I've highlighted their website, isotopewatches.com. Go check them out. They've really got some really good stuff. And I just wanted to also drop a link to the Scottish watches, which this watch is a collaboration with, their YouTube. I know they do podcasts. They're well known, one of the biggest podcasts around. And but this is a link to their YouTube site, and they just brought out a really good video on the British Watchmakers Day today. And I met up with quite a few people from British Watchmakers Day, and we had an absolutely great time. I met up with the Watch Apprentice. We went for lunch, and he a lot of guys from another channel called the UK Watch Community, and I'll just share their channel.
Where was the watch fair on, Thomas?
It was a place called Lindy Hall, which was the Royal Horticultural Hall in Lindy Hall. And the UK Watch Community did a live stream. So if you want to catch that, they did a live stream. But they're a group of people who there's Kojak Time and Malthred and the Watch Apprentice and a few others, and they do a show on Monday in the UK, which is I just want to give them a shout out to about their show. And on topic of another show as well that's coming up, there's another show coming up in the on the 5th and 15th and 16th of June. So I'll just play a little clip for that. So that's
BQ
called
Watches. Where do I know that name BQ Watches from? Is that a YouTube channel as well?
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel, but it's the event that where I showed the picture of Jose from Isotope Watches. He was at an event at BQ Watches.
BQ Watches is Spencer, and he used to sponsor and tickers, and he's a friend of Pulsar.
That's right. That's
Spencer Dry,
yeah, Spencer. That's right. Yeah,
Spencer Dry. In fact, he just wants to wish everyone in Ireland.
Wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, thank you, Spencer. So that's for tomorrow. Everyone in Ireland, a happy St. Patrick's Day. That's Spencer Dryer. And this show, there's going to be, it's going to be, the first day, it's going to be at Wembley. And there's going to be a lot of different, over 30 brands there. And I think even Archie Luxury is coming over. So he wants to...
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
For tomorrow, for all the Irish people. And Spencer Dryer's coming over. And Spencer Dryer on the second day, it's going to be a BQ Watches. And so there's 2 days. So the first day is going to be Wembley with lots of YouTube celebrities. Andrew Morgan's coming, I think, and Archie, and they're gonna do a lot of different events, different sort of looking at watches. It's going to be more micro brand focused, and then the second day Spencer's going to be hosting BQ Watches, so that'll be where you can look at Rolex and things like that, and everything like that. So it should be an interesting little day out. And
seems like there's a bit of momentum in the English watch scene.
I mean, with British Watchmakers Day and this event coming up, it should be interesting. I just wanted to drop another link, and I don't know whether... I'm not a huge fan of the pivot this man's taken in his channel, but I'm going to give him a break and
Paul Thorpe.
post a link to his new channel, and that's Paul Thorpe. The Paul Thorpe Watch Community. He's launched a channel, so he's launched a channel for the UK, and he says he's going to open it up to people to in the UK to do shows on and things. So he's just launched that to do shows on, and people to come on and do their own shows if they want to. I mean, so far there hasn't been much watch content. There's been a bit of drama and a bit of talk about boxing and stuff like that, but hopefully he'll do a lot more watch content. And the last
I used
thing...
to enjoy his channel when he first started. His channel was great because he used to talk a lot about, you know, his life as a dealer and just watches, and it was all watch talk. And then somewhere along the way, it became like he became like this crime fighting sort of guy, and his channel became all about, like, you know, UK watch crime and Europe watch crime, and I just lost interest after a while. I haven't watched a Paul Thorpe video in probably 2 years.
Now it's taking a pivot into politics, which I don't want to get into.
Really? Okay.
So it's but he started this new. he started this new channel, which I've posted the link to, which he says it's going to be strictly watches. So strictly watch talk. So give him the benefit of the doubt, and I've sort of posted the link to that channel as well. So if anybody's interested. And all these channels, you know, Scottish Watches, please subscribe to them. They're excellent channel. They really are. Their podcasts and their live streams. Sorry, not live streams, but their weekly shows that they do. Their hour-long shows, excellent. And the UK watch community. Great show on a Monday, and hopefully Paul Thorpe can manage to, you know, do a bit more on his. And there's one more channel I wanted to quickly plug, and that is. Just bear with me. It's not.
The Swiss and Journe Show.
But it is the newly founded Elite Horology channel. So, do you want to tell us a bit about this, Jonathan?
Yeah, this was not really communicated between us. Yes, but this is my new channel where I'm streaming and where I have full control. We put the Swiss and Journe show to the grave last week. The problem is my friend Swiss hasn't shown up for a year. I don't have full access to the YouTube module, and also I don't have full access to the StreamYard module, and I can't do shows like that by myself. And Swiss hasn't reached out to me, so the only consequence is to stop streaming with Swiss and Journe and start all over again with a channel that I have full control of.
Yeah, so good. So
yeah,
well, how to you?
Yeah. So Elite Horology is the new channel where I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be streaming tonight, 9:00 p.m. Paris time, and I'm going to cover a new independent watch, which is called the Fleming watch, and I'm going to be a little bit spicy and a little bit more negative than I'm usually am. And yeah, I'm looking forward to many people joining, asking questions in the comments. Not sure if Tanzil can make it, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so if you could subscribe to that, that'd be great, everyone. If you want a bit of real watch talk, quality watch talk, that should be a good one. The Elite Horology channel.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Not sure if it's going to be a good one, but I will try hard.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You're going to try. You can try your best. I also want to, just before we continue with start with the watch talk, I want to congratulate Lux Report and his wife on getting married, and yeah, all the best in the future for you, Lux, my friend. I've met him at a Watch Pro salon, and he's a lovely guy. And that was a couple of years ago. And I just wanted to say, congratulations on the wedding. And hope if you've missed any of the fact that he got married, it's been all over the channels and various channels. So I just wanted to say congratulations, Lux. And yeah, so we'll crack on with some watches now. And I wanted to discuss about Quartz watches, and that's the title is Quartz Crisis. And we're not in a quartz crisis now. We had a quartz crisis in the late 70s and 80s, and but now there seems to be a bit of a resurgence of quartz watches and a bit more popularity, and also brands accelerating the quartz movement in terms of technology. And I think it'll be interesting to look at some of those. I mean, what's your opinions on quartz, Jonathan? Were you around during the original quartz crisis? Were you working there?
I totally disagree with your premises, because quartz watches don't have a resurgence. Basically, if you look at the watch market, we just had that Morgan Stanley report, and the top 50 Swiss watchmakers exported 25 million watches. 25 million. We have 8 billion people on this planet, and probably you could estimate that every human being on this planet will buy a watch every 2 years. So that means 4 billion watches per year are being sold. I'm not going to argue with you if it's 1 billion or 4 billion or however. But those 25 million watches coming out of Switzerland include 5.8 million Swatch watches, which are mainly quartz, and then some others, Tissot, which have quartz. So what I'm trying to explain is the mechanical watch, as far as I see, is in an extreme minority still. So quartz watches rule the market. They have a market share, I don't know, 95%. And we are only privileged of talking about a very exclusive, very elitist piece of that topic. And people look down on quartz watches, but the reality is that most of the people, when they're having a watch, they have an electronic watch.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, Thomas. I think maybe the context within which you were talking about a resurgence was probably within our little bubble of the world, which is, you know, amongst the watch enthusiasts and the people that like.
It was not meant to be an attack, Thomas. I was just trying to. You know, we watch snobs tend to look down a little bit on quartz watches, and I hope that that during this show we will show some very cool quartz watches, and there are some very cool quartz watches there. And I agree with you; they are getting more. And even in the luxury segment, I just wanted to point out how important quartz watches are on a wider scale.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Like, in fact, like quartz watches are, you know, the bulk, the majority of the watches that are being sold, you know, on the macro scale, I suppose. One thing I was thinking about coming into this show was around. Like to me, it's sort of like a cost sort of thing. Like what we're seeing is, and what we'll look at today at some of these watches is that we'll look at a few higher end quartz watches, right? And I've always thought about buying a Breitling Aerospace Evo, because I really love that watch, but it costs about, I don't know, the list price is about 4,000 Australian dollars, right? And in my head, I'm just not sure if I can make the leap, like if I can justify spending that much money on a quartz watch. It sort of comes down to dollars and cents, and that's why the quartz watches that I do have, they all cost under $500, the ones that I have. And I don't know, but I don't know what it is. What that means, and it could be something in my head that's not right, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's sort of a thing, I think, and we can talk about this as the show goes on, I think, because we're going to look at things from FP Journe and, you know, Breitling, for example, all these expensive quartz watches, and it's like, can we kind of, coming from our mechanical backgrounds and the snobbery that Higgy's talking about, can we make that leap in our heads to spend that sort of money on a quartz watch? I think it's an interesting sort of philosophical conundrum when it comes to quartz watches that we all find ourselves looking at some point or another.
Well, I thought I'd start off with the brand that you were wearing, JCB, Casio, and I mean, they seem to be the brand that everyone knows about when it comes to quartz watches. And this is in 1974, the Japanese technology company Casio released its first wristwatch, which was called the Casio Tron. And the Tron part of the name is an ancient Greek term for tool or instrument. And Casio's been making things like calculators up until they released the Casio Tron, which started a landslide of gadget-style watches made by the company that embraced the quartz revolution, making what were for the time computers for the wrist, basically. And these computers were vastly more accurate and precise than most of the analog watches available in the mid-70s. And although the first quartz and digital watches were expensive, they came down to cost. And thanks to high volume manufacturing and efficient production techniques such as printable integrated circuit, these cost reductions in manufacturing made digital watches affordable to nearly everyone in the mainstream. And the mainstreamification of these watches is one of the biggest innovation that Japan provided in the digital era. And therefore, some of the watch enthusiasts, for some watch enthusiasts, the Casio Tron of 1974 represented the closing of an era of analog instruments, watch dominance, and for others heralded the start of accessible precision gadget without watch era that continues today with smartwatches. From a design perspective, companies like Casio were inspired by the style of traditional watches from that 1970s era and had cases with bracelets that combined aesthetics from two worlds, emboldened by the optimism of the era. They had highly polished metal surfaces and other shiny elements to try and capture futurism. Only as digital watches became more and more mainstream, along with price reductions, did a digital watch actually become sporty and youthful. This 50th anniversary model of the Casio Tron is apparently slightly thinner than the original and has a 39.1mm stainless steel case, which is a 12.3 thick, and water resistance of 50 meters, which isn't much. It comes on the original style steel integrated bracelet and has a fluted ring around the rehort. And $500 or £449. This usually is a high-priced Casio watch, and although it adds radio-controlled atomic time adjustments, solar battery charging, and Bluetooth connectivity to the Casio smartphone app, the 50-meter water resistance has been a bit of a complaint with some reviewers. And people who are Casio fans will like it. And in a limited edition of 4,000 pieces, it's already sold out, I think. Casio's good here for a lot of people. However, I can't get too excited about it, really. Don't know what you think.
Yeah, I mean, Casio is just one of those brands that you sort of associate with being, cheap, quartz watches, I guess. They do make some sort of higher end watches as well, but I think generally, people look at Casio as being in that cheaper sort of echelon of watches. But when you were just reading out those specs there, atomic clock, Bluetooth connectivity, all that sort of stuff, like the technology in these things is just amazing. Like it's sort of, you're looking at a dichotomy between this super high tech on one hand with quartz, and then you've got old school traditional, tech, which is obviously amazing as well in the mechanical world. So yeah, it's just, I think, sort of horses for courses, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it was the first digital watch to have a calendar on it that had it been. Now it's got world time, chronograph, countdown timer, and wasn't the first digital watch, but it was first to the calendar. Yeah.
So JCB said that we associate Casio with super cheap or affordable watches. And I just wanted to go back to the development of quartz watches, because the technology of quartz watches was started at a time where the more precise a watch was, the more you could charge for it. So
they were expensive when they came out, weren't they?
Yeah, and I think the illusion that the Swiss watchmakers were falling into was, hey, we have a new, more precise technology, and we can probably charge more than for our traditional watches. So that will be the future. Because if somebody would have showed up at that time and told them, look, in 5 years, those watches will be worth $50 or $100, probably nobody in Switzerland would have bothered to develop this kind of technology. And the first quartz watches actually looked like normal watches. And as far as I know, they were super expensive with gold cases and so on. And that was not the big breakthrough. I think the big breakthrough for quartz technology is when they changed the display. And the first displays was LED, those shiny red markers where you had to push a button that drained out the batteries like crazy. And you always had to operate with one hand to read the time. And the LCD display, in my opinion, was a big step ahead in getting this kind of technology really popular, because all the arguments against this technology were then obsolete, and prices were crazy and amazing after a couple of years.
So, hi Abdul, how are you doing, my friend? Good to see you.
Hey, gents. Hope all is good. Hey, Tom. Hey, JCB.
Hi,
Jonathan. Hope everything is good.
All good. Hope the same with you.
How's Cairo traffic, mate?
Horrible. You plan for a 25-minute ride, and then you end up for 2 hours stuck somewhere behind somebody who just made an accident. And when everybody's fasting, the nerves are short, let's say.
So that was a Casio Tron, and I'll just skip on to another Casio, which
Tron is an interesting word, because I believe the first sort of mass-produced quartz watch to be introduced was like a Seiko, and that was the Seiko Ashtron. I believe that was in like 1969 or 1970, something like that. So it's interesting. You got that Tron, the Casio Tron, and then you had the Seiko Ashtron.
Yeah,
so I'm wondering what the Tron, something to do with Tron is. There was some. That's some.
It's a Greek word referring to tool, apparently.
Okay.
So Thomas, can you pull up Lucia Betic, Mark's comment about 90% of the watches he sees in the wild are smartwatches? As far as I know, smartwatches are also quartz watches, because they are connected to a computer, but they still run with a quartz regulator, and so I would count those smartwatches as quartz watches.
Yeah, interesting comment, Litchbetsy.
I would agree with that. I've just been noticing wrists of people in this new office building that I've moved into, and smartwatches are the thing. Yeah. For sure.
Absolutely. So the next one, I mean, founded in 1946, Casio made musical instruments and digital cameras, and their first product was a cigarette holder, which proved a huge success. But Casio became involved in electronics in 1954, making Japan.
You did some research. I didn't know that. A cigarette holder? Okay.
Yeah, making Japan's first mechanical calculator in 1954. And as previously mentioned with the Casiotron, they played a big part in the quartz revolution during the 70s, creating digital watches that became affordable to the mass market. And the G-Shock range was released in 1983 and now has a cult following. And the larger-than-life designs of G-Shocks drawing customers who want an iconic design with superior protection and water and shock resistance. There are massive features on the range of G-Shocks, and they're reliable, being issued to many armed forces. And this example is Casio's take on Joe Genta's Royal Oak styling, and there's from the affectionately named Casio range of watches. It's water resistant to 200 meters, features an analog and digital readouts with luminescent hands, and the case of the model is made of black resin with a black iron-plated stainless steel bezel, and has a white textile strap with a, and it has 5 alarms, date display, stopwatch. I mean, Jesse B, you'll be able to show us yours. I mean,
it's the interesting thing about this is that you can see here I've got the mod kit on this one. There's a whole industry that has sprung up around this watch for modding. Like, I was just on AliExpress the other day because I was thinking, I wouldn't mind getting a new case and rubber strap for this one. So I went on AliExpress, and the amount of options and stuff that you can get for this watch, it's mind-blowing. Like, you can change the the colored ring around where the markers are. You can change the hands. There's dials, there's cases, there's straps. It's just amazing. Like, it's just the whole thing. And this is not Casio. This is Chinese companies that are making all the mod gear for it. It's just this whole modding industry that's popped up around this watch, and I'm sure there's other watches as well, and Seiko's obviously, but this one for some reason has gone crazy in the modding scene for this this Casio Royal Oak sort of wannabe type of style of thing. And I guess it's just and why it's fun, like you can mod this watch for $50-$60 and have some fun and play around with it. Like, I'm probably going to get a different color set of hands or something like that, and I get it sent over from China and it costs $30-$40. So it's just fun. It's just fun to wear, and what I mean, like, that's what these things, that's what I sort of, in my head, that's what I associate Quartz with, just sort of that fun grab and go sort of watch that I when I can't be fagged setting the time on one of my watches, I'll just grab one of these. Or if I'm going to be out doing washing the car or taking the kids to the park or something, this is the sort of thing that I'll grab.
Well, that is the whole premise behind Quartz watches. I feel it's grab and go. It's you don't have to set the time on the morning, wind it, That's what Messon's saying. Smartwatches and some newer Quartz benefit from having internet connectivity, so they can periodically self-correct the time and server. Yeah, a lot of radio controlled. Yeah. I mean, they get atomic clock setting, and So
and that's like the accuracy is just amazing. Like leaving aside that connectivity, just a regular Quartz watch is like, I don't know, 20 seconds a year or 10 seconds a year accurate, So
well, not your regular Quartz watch, not your regular Quartz watch. That's when you get into Grand Seiko Citizen.
Okay, what's a regular, like what would the accuracy of this thing be then, do you reckon? Like a minute a year or something like that?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. The accuracy of average Quartz, like Ronda Quartz or.
But I mean, that puts most
ETA
mechanical watches to shame, right?
It does. It does. Absolutely. Yeah.
And then you throw on those things that Mason was talking about when you've got kind of connected to, satellites in the web and atomic clocks.
Absolutely.
And all that.
If it's connected to atomic clock, I mean, you are
like you're accurate.
You're 100% accurate. You are.
Yeah.
It's saying itself. It's saying if it's a digital watch and it's connected to the atomic clock, it's resetting itself all the time. I mean,
it's pretty
but
amazing.
I mean, I thought I'd go through a few sort of analog sort of style quartz watches. Oops, get off that. So this is a Timex standard. I mean, 80 quid this one. This is a bargain, I think. It's the same styling as the Omega Railmaster 57 or vintage military Omega Seamaster 30. It's using a 40mm stainless steel case and a woven strap and mineral crystal. Has a large crown, broad hour hand, and gives that distinctive vintage Omega look. It's a blatant rip-off of Omega. It has a 50-meter water resistance, features Timex's Indiglo nightlight watch illumination for telling time in the dark. It comes in a cream dial version too. So, I mean, you can get great sort of copies of analog classics, you know, in a cheap format as well. I mean, it enables you to get a cheap watch too, and which is grab and go.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's the allure of these things. Really, you could buy, you know, you could have sort of 5-6 quartz watches just in your watch box for you know, like a few $100s, and you haven't really put yourself out that much, and you've got, you know, a nice little collection of watches that you can just chuck on and bang around and not really care too much if you scratch it up or whatever. And you know, you just got like an accurate, reliable watch that you know, you go about your business. No, there's no problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, another Timex here is one which looks pretty Paul Newman-ish, really. The Timex Q Timex chronograph.
Yeah, I think I pulled this watch up on a show like a few months ago when we were looking at like chronographs or something, and yeah, I remember I pulled this one up. I really like it. It's a cool piece.
Yeah, following on from the 2021 reissue of the Q Timex from the 1970s, which reportedly had hair-pulling bracelet. This Panda Q Timex chronograph is really nice. Again, inspired by racing chronographs from the 70s. It features a precise quartz analog chronograph movement, and the brushed steel case has a tachometer bezel with the aesthetic of a racing watch. And the creamy dial features contrasting subdials and date 430, hand-applied indices and the Q logo. And the brown leather strap has a quick release buckle and matches the cream dial nicely, I think. It's really nice looking, I think, this one.
Is that a fully loomed dial here? Or
I believe so, Jonathan, yeah. And you're talking £185 for this, so
I don't dare to research those watches that you're showing because you may hear my typing on the keyboard. So, so I'm asking.
No, we can't hear it, mate. The research, go for it. One of the things this reminds me of is that so a friend of mine, a friend of ours, Thomas ID guy, he always talks about with quartz watches on the second hand the tick, and he's like, oh man, I hate the tick on the second hand. And if you get a chronograph, well, if you have a chronograph, you don't have the big seconds tick. Yep. You have a small seconds tick, so it sort of hides that ticking seconds a little bit, if you like. So do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So chronographs for me are always going to be a better option for a quartz watch because it sort of hides that seconds tick a little bit.
Yeah.
Pro tip there.
So on to one which, when I say we had a bit of a resurgence, I think this was one which had a recent impact on that resurgence, and that was the MoonSwatch. We couldn't do a quartz stream without including a swatch, and their biggest hit of late has been the MoonSwatch range. these came in coloured bioceramic cases with different coloured themed dials, and the dials carry an Omega Swatch branding, as well as the iconic Speedmaster logo and the MoonSwatch logo. And like Omega have hidden a hidden logo in the Hesselite crystal, these have a hidden S on their bio-sourced glass. And they copy the lyre lugs and the dot over 90 on the bezel too. So it's a blatant rip-off. And the indices and hands are super luminova as well, and they come on Velcro straps. And these are £240, and we all know about these. And
you got to get rid of that strap. That's the first thing you got to do. Get rid of that strap. It is an absolute monstrosity. It's just, it's so bad. But if you put it on a good strap, it changes the watch. It's actually pretty cool. I like it. I like wearing the MoonSwatch. It's a really light, really comfy, really cool watch. That's sort of my go-to grab-and-go watch at the moment, the MoonSwatch.
Yeah, Mess Insane. We haven't reached it yet, but the Grand Seiko Spring Drive quartz accuracy without having too much about batteries. I love the Spring Drive. I don't know what you think, Jonathan. Are you a fan of Spring Drive?
You're running into open doors, so yeah. I hope that we're covering Spring Drive. Totally love it. The main asset, in my opinion, is the smooth moving second hand. This is so uncomparable to anything else, and you have to keep in mind Seiko was working on this technology for 22 years. I think they made over 650 prototypes to get it work. It's a marvel of mechanical engineering combined with electronic. It's just mind blowing, and I hear a lot of criticism towards Spring Drive. In my opinion, it's a magical technology, and keep in mind, nobody else than Seiko can handle that technology. Nobody else can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll get to Grand Seiko in a minute, Mason. Just cover a few others. I mean, this is the classic for me. It's in 1980, the first CWC G10, the Cabot Watch Company G10, or Fat Boy as it was called. In 1980, the first quartz watch was issued to the British Forces and made by CWC. The old logo was used for a couple of years and was changed to the oval logo in 1982. The early G10s were nicknamed the Fat Boy, as the case was deeper than the current models due to deeper movements. And the last G10 was issued around 2008 and is the same watch today. Rugged, reliable, accurate, and dependable. Superluminova is now used instead of tritium. As with most military-issued watches, they have fixed bars and came with a grey 18mm pass-through or NATO strap. And they're Swiss-made to military specification using an ETA F06.402 Swiss quartz movement. And the case size is 36.5mm. About 200,000 G10 watches have been produced for the military over the years when they're issued. Acrylic crystal, 50-meter water resistant, one of the most definitive quartz military field watches supplied to the Ministry of Defence for many years, I think. And yeah, I mean, military watches and quartz go hand in hand, really, I think, now. You going back to Dirty Dozen watches and things like that, they were hand wound, but now the military issued G-Shock. In the 80s, they issued things like this, and up to 2000, but now you're talking G-Shocks, really. But yeah, most military watches are quartz these days.
What is nice about that are the fixed bars.
Yeah, you will get fixed bars on most military watches. But on to another one, which was as I said, we had a bit of a renaissance in watches. This one was a huge part of that, I think. And it's the Tissot PRX. Released in 2021, Tissot's reinterpretation of their 1978 classic PRX 40205 watch was a massive hit for the company. And with its retro styling and integrated bracelet, it was part of a sort of semi-renaissance for quartz movement-based watches with watch enthusiasts. And not particularly innovative movement-wise, but well-made, accurate, and good value. And the comeback of integrated bracelet watches certainly helped this watch's popularity. But the blue, black, white dials and then the green dial look very nice, and the polished and brushed surfaces also very appealing. The 40mm case houses a ETA F06.115 quartz movement, which has a time and date complication, and the sapphire crystal and 100-meter water resistant. These specs really work in its favor. A butterfly clasp is also a big bonus, and the case and bracelet are really the stars of the watch, although there's a toolless bracelet release system for swapping out to other straps. I mean, what do we think of the PRX? Did we like it or not?
I've never got into it, to be honest.
No.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's just something about it. It's just a little bit too retro in the styling for me. But that's all really. I mean, a lot of people like it, but yeah, just not my cup of tea.
No.
Yeah, I think the PRX is a bad example of a successful quartz watch, because I think what elevated the PRX was the fact that it's an affordable automatic watch with an integrated bracelet. I'm not aware of the numbers, but with the Powermatic movement, I think that made the watch a smash hit.
Yeah, Powermatic 80.
Yeah.
But the Quartz was the first before the Powermatic 80 came out. The Quartz.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, to hit the market.
But again, we are living probably in a very small bubble, and probably the general conception would be something totally different. I became aware of the PRX when it went automatic and when it became popular among us.
Yeah, me too as well. I never cared for it. I think also this will be like one of the last models that we see before we get into this integrated bracelet hype train that we had for the past maybe 5 to 6 years. Because if you think about it, if every manufacturer from 300 euros to 300,000 euros are making integrated bracelets, they are not anymore somehow special.
I think that fad has passed now, Abdul.
Yeah.
The integrated bracelet sort of thing. But we're seeing it peak, and it's leveling out now. Yeah. So PRX isn't for everyone. Very popular watch, and people I know who've got it enjoy it, and but obviously not for everyone. I mean, I brought just go through a few more with fairly curious ones. Hamilton Khaki Field, and although you can pick up a mechanical Hamilton Khaki for just under double this price upwards within the range, there are quite a few quartz versions in the range too that are fairly priced. With great military heritage, the Hamilton Khaki is a bit of a classic, and featuring the time and date on these Khaki Field models are a little bit different in design to the original Khakis. Featuring traditional shaped cases as opposed to the roundish cases of the basic Khaki. The 40mm case has a Swiss quartz movement and comes on a suede leather strap, and superluminova on the numerals, markers and hands, and only 50-meter war resistance, which isn't that much, really. Don't know what you think of that one. Silence says it all, I think.
No, I think it's.
I'll look up.
I think it's
So,
pretty.
go on, John. Yeah, I'm not really a field watch guy, but looking at that watch, like it looks fine. Yeah, nothing wrong at all with that. It actually looks pretty cool.
And it has its own design with the bigger 12, 9, and 6, and then the smaller numbers. So they didn't copy the Rolex Explorer and made some fake patina on the lume. They created their own thing, and I give them credit for that.
Yeah, okay. So here's a brand that I'm really fond of, but this I got a couple of models from them, but this is an interesting model that they brought out. This is Mondaine. The cushion-shaped case on this Mondaine Grand Cushion chronograph, which I think is a first for the brand, famous for making the Swiss railway clocks. Not only that, but it has the chronograph, which I've never seen them do before. And I'm a fan of the brand's clocks and quite like this offering, but some have said that them sticking to their traditional red circled second hand for the chronograph second hand is a bit overpowering, and it definitely keeps the brand's identity, but this blue version comes on a textile strap made from recycled plastic bottles, but also with a Milne's mesh strap, which I would probably prefer. The 41mm steel cushion case has a Swiss Ronda 530 quartz chronograph caliber with a date of 4 o'clock, and there's a double dome sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, and the watch is only 50-meter war resistant. Has a casual, elegant, and sporty vibes, really, and all rolled into one for me, this watch. A modern take on a classic, do you think? Or a bit of a...
Look, I get why people like Mondaine, but personally, I find that the design language is, what's the word? Like it's, the word that comes to mind is like juvenile for me. Like it seems like a watch that like my 12-year-old would wear, and by that I mean that the design, like it's very young, like it's very like a sort of
Absolutely.
Sort of like a kid's watch. Yeah, that's what I feel like. Like I wouldn't wear this sort of this design, and like it might look good up on a railway clock, but on a wrist or on a watch, I don't know, maybe just for something fun on a weekend or something. Yeah, maybe, but it's not something that I would buy. This
I think they're appealing to a younger market. I think that
okay. Yeah, well, that makes sense. Then.
Their other offerings appeal to a more mature Bauhaus appreciating market, whereas I think here they're trying to aim for a younger market.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. And
yeah, I could see a young bronzed French man wearing those with chinos and a white shirt. I think that would be a matching thing, walking on the beach.
Yeah, I could imagine that as well.
I think I'm going to say some Speedos.
No. You were waiting for that.
That's imagining too much, buddy.
Actually, I'm quite often at the French Mediterranean, and it's really mind-blowing how many young and old people are still wearing Speedos. That's really fantastic. Only in France.
Yeah, at least it's better than Spain when some beaches they don't wear anything at all, which is like a little bit surprising sometimes.
Oh, really? Wow.
So we're not fans of this Mondaine then. Yeah, Junie Johnson saying the railway clock is cool, but not this.
Yeah, not for an older age German hairy white-skinned guy, I would say. I just draw the picture where I can see that fitting.
Okay. On to another military styled one then. And this is actually issued to American and government forces and pilots. And this is the Marathon Navigator. This is the Black Day Trim Night Vision. Going for £256, down from $395. Originally designed in collaboration with Kelly Air Force Base in America in 1986, the earliest Marathon Navigator watches were sold through government contracts. And more recently, Marathon refreshed the model with a stainless steel and screw-down crown to give 100-meter war resistance. That's the Generation 3 version, and the one on the screen is a Gen 2 version with a composite fiber plastic, like sometimes referred to as carbon fiber shell case. 41 millimeters, it's incredibly light and durable, and a sapphire crystal and stainless steel case back with an easy access battery hatch and a stainless steel crown. And the bezel can be used to track a second time zone for pilots. And the fixed spring bars allow for just a pass-through NATO style strap or leather strap to be used in the true mil-spec fashion. I believe the most issued ones came out with a date didn't come with a date window, whereas the one on the screen has the date at 4:30. And the issued ones also have no branding on the dial. A very readable watch. This is held by the addition of tritium tube markers, which if I can get them. No, it's not moving. So tritium tube markers on the 12 and 4 scale, 12 and 24-hour scale, which glow green with an orange glowing marker at 12 o'clock to differentiate from the others at a glance. An incredible legible mil-spec watch. It's powered by a high-torque ETA FO6 quartz movement, and the price of this is at this price, I think, which is £256, is a solid grab and go watch, and one worth checking out into pilots' watches. I really want to get one of these because I really like it, and the military association, and I don't know what you think of this one. Bit too dark for you, is it?
I don't mind dark watches, but this is, yeah, I mean, it's pretty full-on military sort of style watch, which is for, just a personal thing for me. I'm not really into that sort of aesthetic, but yeah, I get it as a tool watch. It's yeah, it nails the brief, and I'm sure it's super light and super wearable, and just it'll get you through everything that you'd need to put it through. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've never seen one in real life, but on every picture that I see, it seems somebody has a drill going.
There's some weird noise going on, right?
Yeah, I think it's Thomas.
Yeah.
Is there construction going?
Yeah. Sorry, I think it's my neighbours are doing some work.
Sounds like some Indians are doing some meditations in the background.
I'm sorry about that. I can't.
I'm glad that I'm not. It's not me with the keyboard. But I think the loom appears to be too dark. To me, it looks like a dark hole, and I wonder how military people are able to read that, but maybe it's just the crappy pictures that I always see.
Yeah, I was just gonna add a point about this. I think they have tritium, right? So it's basically doesn't need even any light to start the loom. So it should be maybe for 15 to 20 years, same loom conditions in the dark or at night for the tritium bulb.
Yeah.
Those are tritium tubes?
Yeah.
That they're using, okay.
I think that's the main attraction for the marathon watches. It's the tritium, right?
It is, yeah. It is, yeah. It's the main sort of one of their main sort of selling points. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so that was Marathon. On to a classic, which I should be wearing mine today. But sorry about this drilling, everyone. I should be wearing one of these today, but it's the Seiko Arnie. This diver's watch is a modern interpretation of the Seiko world first hybrid divers original, released in 1982. They were named hybrid because they're analog and digital readouts. This model gets its name from Arnold Schwarzenegger, who famously wore one of the first generation models in the films Commando and Predator. The shape of the watch is also affectionately known by Seiko fans as tuna because of the large diameter and bold shape like a tuna fin, which has been loved for decades since its release. The first generation Arnie was battery powered, but the second generation model uses a solar powered quartz movement that charges from natural light or electric light. The so-called accordion-style silicon strap was invented by Seiko as a practical solution to the expansion and contraction of a diver's wrist at different depths. Functions of the watch include alarms, perpetual calendars to 2100, LED lighting, chronograph, etc. The screw-down crown gives the watch 200 meters water resistance, and the rotating bezel is functional for diving. Of 47.8 mil, it's a big watch, and I actually think I prefer the khaki colored Arnie model.
Do you have the khaki colored?
Yeah, I'll just bring that up.
Yeah, me too. We are then khaki brothers because I have the same. Yeah.
No, I don't actually have it, but I got a picture of it.
Okay.
I nearly bought it, the Safari, but I much prefer this one, the Safari.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
That's it. Just let me add to the Arnie or H5558 how the original was called. The original didn't have the tuna case at first. That came a little bit later. But here you can see the technology and the fashion for quartz watches changing. Just like I said before, the first quartz watches were analog only, so they were three-handers. Then the LED displays took over, which were not practical. Then we went to LCD, and LCD very quickly was associated with cheap watches. So all manufacturers for higher end watches, just like Seiko and everybody else, had to implement then classical hands again. But they didn't want to get rid of the technology that the LCD displays delivered. So they thought they could get away with those kind of hybrids because the people were used to get the technology and the functions of those digital displays. And back then, there was no other way than combining those technologies then.
Yeah. So this is in the £420 category, which is isn't too bad. I really like this Safari one. This I think it's really nice. But
it's fantastic, and with the short lux, it really wears well on the wrist. Some people say 47 is too much, but look at those tiny lux, and that makes the watch even comfortable for smaller wrists.
Yeah, we'll stick to this £469 now, and this is taking inspiration from the watch astronaut David Scott wore during the Apollo 15 moon landing, and the Mondaine Bulova lunar pilot carries on that nostalgia with faithful reproduction. This model has a 44mm case, although there's a 45mm case version and the latest 43.5mm version, which is true to the original one. The sleek design has a leather strap and a stainless steel case, has a brush bezel. Scratch-resistant sapphire crystal protects the black dial, which has a silver-tone bound hour markers and silver-tone hands that stand out against the black background for excellent readability. There are the 3 sub-dials with the chronograph and the 430 date window with a tachometer scale that runs around the edge of the dial as well. The water resistance is 50 meters, and the watch is powered by an ultra-high frequency quartz movement with a 267 kilohertz vibration frequency. It's 8 times greater than a standard quartz movement. And this watch is a must for all space fans, being a modern version of the Timex icon piece that traveled to the moon in 1971. I like this one, but I don't know what you think, JCB. Are you a fan of that one?
Look, I really like the design of the watch, and I've always toyed with the idea of getting one, but the original one was 45 millimeters, and then they brought out a smaller one, which is 43.5 millimeters, I think you said. Did you say this was 44 millimeters? Is that what
this one's 44, yeah. And
I didn't know there was a 44. I always thought there was 45 and 43.5.
That is how I know it as well, yes.
Well, it said 44. It could well be. There may have been a misprint on the website, but
possibly, yeah. But like, look, if the watch was 40, 41, I would have had one by now probably. I just think it's just a little bit too big. I think is for most people. And that's from. Yeah, sorry, go on, Jonathan.
No. Finish yours.
Yeah, I was just going to say that look, I've never had one on the wrist, so that's probably my mistake. I should probably get one, but I feel like for that sort of money, getting a Bulova quartz, Bulova had sort of pioneered quartz movements and all that sort of stuff. So you're getting, it's a really cool watch, I think. And obviously the space connection with this watch is there, so it's just a great watch. But yeah, I feel like it's just too big. And everything I've read on forums and people complaining about it, they always say it's just too big. Like, why does it have to be that big? I just don't know. So it's just sort of weird.
Do you know about the chronograph part on this particular watch? Is it mecha quartz, or is it also with little motors for the different hands?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know how this chronograph works, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's. I mean, look at the design of the watch; it's fantastic. It just looks great. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the size. It's just too big.
Too big. I like those pedal buttons
a little bit. Yeah, it's really
nice buttons. Cool.
Yeah.
I got one from maybe 2 months or something to try it out. It was just so big, so large on the wrist. Feels like a hockey puck. The buttons were really nice. The 1 on 10 seconds counter on the 3 o'clock looks really cool. Watch itself, if it was maybe 41, I would have bought it for a daily wearer, but it's just so big and so thick, and somehow like I feel I would wear it over a jacket, like this, the old Flieger style watches that you wear it over a jacket. Okay, that makes sense.
It's such a shame, man, because it's such a good looking watch. Like, it's just really like it's just such a missed opportunity. Imagine how much this watch would sell if it was 41. Like, it would fly off the shelf. Like, it would be one of the most popular watches like ever. But that's just ruined by the size. I just don't understand why. Like, it's a quartz watch. Like, it doesn't have to be that big. It doesn't, it's not like you have to fit a mechanical chronograph in there. It's a quartz watch. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just a total miss.
Do you think the ultra high frequency quartz movement is larger?
Not really, because they've had it in, I think they've got it in quite a lot of the other Bulovas. I'm not an expert on Bulova, but I'm pretty sure they would have it in other ones, which are small, way smaller than this one.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that. I'm not sure what it is, Thomas. What the design people are thinking, but yeah, I just don't think it needs to be that big.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a hit and a miss. That one.
Yeah, like even the 43.5, people are saying it's too big. So it's weird. Like you've got a 40, like what? Like I keep the 45, but then have a 41. Like, you know what I mean? Then the people that want the big one can have that big one if they want.
Yeah, good idea.
You know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah. So I don't know whether you want to bring up the pictures for the next brand, JCB. It's
I haven't got them, but I'll.
It doesn't matter. I've got some on screen. So Furlan Marri, Swiss industrial designer Andre Furlan and Middle Eastern artist and collector Hamed Al Marri formed Geneva-based Furlan Marri watch company, and during the pandemic times focused on collaborating on the launch of their classically styled and affordable watches. Their concept was built upon the dream of what it may be like to be involved in watchmaking about half a century ago, when designs were pioneered by craftspeople looking to make functional timepieces. This reflects in the design style to emerge from Furlan Marri with their retro looks, harking back to the 1940s and 50s style designs. Their Mecha Quartz powered chronographs started being released on Kickstarter and have built a big reputation for the brand on their Mecha Quartz chronographs sell out now, and you have to pre-order them. Mecha Quartz movements were first invented in Switzerland and Japan during the quartz crisis in the late 80s. In Switzerland, Piguet and Lecoutre were the first to invent this particular movement, and in Japan it was Seiko. And the Furlan Marri Mecha Quartz chronographs use Seiko BK64 Mecha Quartz movements. In the 1940s
in 1940s, if you want to put that on.
Yeah, okay.
While you're talking, you can maybe just switch over.
In the 1940s and 50s, dial designs, the 1940s and 50s dial designs are lovely, housed in 38mm steel cases with a 50 meters war resistance, and they have vegetable tan leather straps that finish off the look really nicely. And I think these watches are very reasonably priced watches, which are super stylish. And I'll just pull up JCB's screen.
Yeah, so this is the Furlan Marri website. So you've got those ones where the order now, obviously you can order those, but the blue one was the previous model. They don't have that one anymore. But yeah, I mean, look at these watches.
The one with the red, the one with the burgundy strap is really nice.
that's the one I would pick too. The Rosso Grigio, I think, is how you would.
Can you check on that picture?
Yeah, let's have a look. Look at it.
Yeah, those are gorgeous. They have a lot of Patek Philippe design DNA in those chronographs, but those two register 38mm are just perfect, and totally love them. And I think the price is like $600, isn't it?
Yeah, 555 Swiss francs. Yeah. 555 Swiss francs. Yeah.
I mean,
bargain.
I mean, this is when I was whenever I dream about launching my own watch brand, I think about launching chronographs like this, and these guys have basically just done it. You know, like a quartz chronograph, 38, 39 mil, thin, something that you can wear every day with a suit, or or casual, whatever. Just a really nice watch, and I think they just designed the watch, and that's just what they did. They designed a watch that we all want, and it's cheap. It's got a cool Mecha Quartz movement. yeah, I just think they just nailed it. They just nailed it. Great watches. So yeah, I'll probably end up with one of these in the next 12 months, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I really want to get one as well. They're really nice. I've been hearing only good things about them. And like you said, JQ, their designs, you feel like you're getting somehow a vintage Patek or something. Like they have this Patek spirit somehow, especially this one, and this dial really nice as well. But yeah, really good watches, and I think more brands should do something like this, or more brands should come up with stuff like this, because this captivates collectors, even people who don't like quartz per se. I don't think that they will mind wearing something like this.
Well, and they just introduced mechanical chronographs, which are a little bit more expensive, but they're following their design language now with mechanical chronographs.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, they're doing everything right. They're doing nothing wrong.
Yep.
And they stay very humble with their pricing, I must say. This could easily be $1,000 chronograph, and the mechanical could easily be a $3,000, but they're still keeping them affordable.
I think the mechanical ones were a little bit expensive, JQH. At least the Revolution, they did a Revolution collab. I feel like that was expensive. Like it was like 3,000 or something like that.
Isn't the normal one like 1,500?
Yeah, look, maybe you're right. I haven't looked at what the normal one is, but I just remember when the mechanical one. Maybe it was because of maybe it's a flyback or something. Something about the movement might be expensive or whatever. Yeah.
Beautiful watches, though.
Look at this blue one. Oh man, it's so fucking nice. It's so good. Beautiful watch. Amazing. And the fact that they can do this for so cheap, like, you know, look at the detail that they have on the dial, the printing and the sun brush finish, you know, different textures on the sub dials. It's just amazing. I don't know how they do it, to be honest. They're really kicking goals with these watches. Amazing pieces. Yeah. So that's Furlan Marri. Let's have a look. Yeah, so these are the flybacks. If we have a look, just out of interest, let's have a look. These were the three ones that they had. Let's have a look. How much is this? Yeah, see, Swiss franc 2,750, which is look, it's for a flyback chrono. That's still it's still kind of affordable, right?
Yeah, flyback.
Not too bad. Yeah. So it's yeah, that's pretty cool.
Aren't they doing a normal one, non-flyback? Oh, yeah. I admit I'm wrong, because apparently the mechanical is all flyback, and around $3,000.
Yeah.
Nice. Which would you choose out of the mechanicals? I like that salmon one, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, 99% sure that this was the one that was the Revolution collab.
Right, okay.
The summer one, yeah. So this was exclusively sold through the Revolution website. I'm pretty, see, maybe all three of them were Revolution collabs. You can see that there, yeah. Maybe all three of them were, but I think they sold them. They did some weird marketing shit where you could only get, maybe the salmon one was only available through the Revolution website. Anyway, it's all just details, but yeah, I would go for the salmon one. That's amazing. Look at that beautiful piece, man. Salmon and black. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, great stuff.
Sick watch.
Yeah, so on to another one that you quite like, JCB, which was the
what do we got?
The Seiko Prospect Speedtimer Go Large. So
yeah.
This solar-powered Seiko Prospect Speedtimer chronograph represents part of Seiko's professional timekeeping heritage. In the 1960s, Seiko announced itself on the international sports timing stage with a whole generation of high-precision equipment. Seiko timekeeping is endorsed by international sports federations and many of the world's leading sports events, which started with the 1964 Olympics and continues today with the International Amateur Athletic Federation partnership today. Adding to Seiko Speedtimer collection, this particular design features an increasing Go Large range case, they call it, which is 41.4 millimeter, whilst the originals were 39 millimeter. The aluminium bezel features a tachometer scale, and there's a tapering bracelet, and the V192 solar-powered quartz collar charges with either natural or electric light. The watch is also 100 meter water resistant for water sport use. I think the price is 590 quid. So, what do you to this one?
This one here, it's not. It's actually, it's funny, this one, because it's not actually a watch that I would personally buy myself, because I don't like white dials. But for a lot of people out there, I think that if you like white dials, if you like that panda look, it's just a good option. You know, like it's a, you know, it's an affordable watch. It's solar. It's got a solar powered movement with the V92 Mega Quartz. So it's, you know, you're just getting a great sort of grab and go watch, and you know, it looks pretty cool for the money that you're paying, I guess. Yeah, just a all round everyday cool chronograph, just something to throw in the mix.
Yeah, it's just nice. I don't think it's that overwhelming. I'd rather take a Furlan Marri.
Yeah, me too, probably. But if you like that sort of sporty look, I guess that you're going for that panda type of look, then why not? It's just one of those alternatives, I guess.
Yeah,
in the affordable range. That's all.
Absolutely, it was £590. So
yeah, I mean, I don't really love this watch at all. It's just one that I thought I would throw in, that something for the punters to have a look at if they want to have a look at that. Yeah,
I mean, this topic that we're talking about, this genre, is they're all grab and go watches. Just keep accuracy, really, and
Seiko is kind of the king of this genre. I feel like, you know, quartz, grab and go sort of watches. I
think Casio, really the Casio, one of the and Seiko, yeah,
they kind of go together, don't they? Sort of Casio, Seiko, Citizen, maybe.
I love this one. We've already mentioned it. We've already featured the Mondaine chronograph, but the inspiration for the brand was officially the official Swiss Railways clock, created in 1944 by Hansi Hilfiger. The clock quickly became a standout feature at all railway stations and became the Swiss national icon. In 1986, Mondaine, which was founded by Erwin Bernheim, created its first timepiece with an official license from the Federal Swiss Railways. Since then, Mondaine has strived to preserve the classic timeless look of the original design while still aiming to implement contemporary technologies and innovative features on each new collection. The watch has a neat crownless design, and the 41mm case has the exclusive Swiss-made stop-to-go movement, which stops the second hand at 58 seconds, the second mark for 2 seconds, before jumping 2 seconds to 60-second or 12 o'clock position. The red second hand is shaped to resemble a train dispatcher's baton, and the black rectangular indices and hands are also iconic to the brand, and the underside of the hands glow thanks to the backlight superluminova. The watch comes on a black vegan grape leather strap, and there's only splash resistant, so not to be submerged in water. But I really love this minimalist design. I think it's classic. What do you think, Jonathan? Are you a fan of this?
Well, you know that I own this particular watch and I totally love it. Not only because Mrs. Higgins gave that to me for my birthday. I always wanted it, and I still can't believe that they have been able to mimic that second hand, just like those railway clocks. So the second hand moves like an electronic watch, then it stops at 12, waits until the minute hand jumps, and then continues the trip, which is just mesmerizing.
Yeah. Absolutely wonderful, isn't it? Beautiful.
And very nice size as well. I think it's 41. So
41, yeah.
Very, very well wearable.
Yeah. You're not a fan of these, JCB?
Yeah, I'll stay quiet on this one, mate.
What about Abdul? Do you like these?
Yeah, I like it. I got a couple of them back in the day. I sold them again, but they're really cool. Every time I see them, I remember, okay, traveling through Switzerland and seeing the clock. So it does like connect some memories. Maybe that's why I like it. Very simple, very clean, really nice watch for the people who like the simplicity of it. And the 2-second jump is really cool to watch always.
It is, isn't it? It's really funky to watch that. Keeps you sort of hooked on the dial and fixed.
And they are huge in Switzerland and also in Asia. You find a lot of shops who have a big selection of Mondaine. So I know that
Really?
they are very popular in Hong Kong and in Singapore and other markets. And Switzerland, you can't avoid them when you go shopping.
Really? Yeah, I bet. Lovely watch. I really like that. I'm a big fan of the Mondaine. I'd like to get Stop to Go, and that would be probably one of my quartzes of choice. Now this is the original. This is an interesting one. The Hamilton American Classic PSR digital quartz, £725. The original.
Do you want a live
Hamilton
demonstration? Because I went to the basement and took mine out.
Yeah, the original Hamilton Pulsar was the world's first LED watch. At launch, it was groundbreaking technology that disrupted the market and was an emblematic creation of this space-age era that has become an iconic piece of horological history. The P1 was the first revealed on the 6th of May 1970, but was launched into the market in 1972. The groundbreaking display would flash red numerals to display the time and had a 18-karat cushion case and bracelet. The watch was a symbol of pure luxury and had the same $2,100 price tag as a family car. Amazing. One was even purchased by Elvis. And the success of the P1 inspired the brand to create a more accessible version, which was the P2, which was launched in 1973, which is this one. The P2 was very similar to the original, but made from more affordable and practical stainless steel. The case was more rounded than the P1, and the chip module was improved. With this watch, a new genre of timekeeping was born. Roger Moore even wore P2 as Bond in Live and Let Die in 1973. And in March 2020, Hamilton relaunched the watch as the PSR with two models that were updated replicas of the original Pulsar models. The stainless steel model and the limited edition yellow gold PVD model limited to 1,970 pieces worldwide. Both models have the same wide cushion case as the original P2, and Hamilton updated the display to a combination of OLED and LCD. The latest launch was a black PVD edition, and there was also a Matrix edition with a green LED display that was inspired by the Matrix franchise and launched in 2021, limited to 1,999 pieces. And these watches serve as a reminder of how the world of digital watches began, and the epitome of cool digital watches for me. Really, really funky. I really do love these watches. This is another kind of the watch I'd like to get. So, oops.
Okay, just wanted to show you parts of my personal collection, and particularly this Hamilton, because it's very dear or very close to my heart. So it all started with that one. That is the Pulsar P1. It's not working at the moment because this eats battery like crazy. So that is the first generation Pulsar. You had to push that button, and then you could see the LED displaying the time. So this one appeared in one of the James Bond movies, Live and Let Die. That is why I own this particular one. They're very difficult to get in decent condition. The batteries that are used in that movement are not available anymore. So you have to go with a smaller battery and then use a plastic spacer. And this watch eats the battery even without using the display within 2 weeks. So you always have to get the batteries out.
What?
But
wow.
What is very special is how you set the watch, because you don't set the watch with this button. So what you're doing is here in the buckle, you can see there is a hidden magnet, a shoehorn shaped magnet. Oh, where is it? Ah, here it is. Here is the shoehorn magnet. Yeah, and with that shoehorn magnet, you set then the hours, and the minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
And those magnets are always getting lost. So if you're buying one of those watches, make sure you're having that magnet. And when I saw that there is no magnet, my heart stopped a beat. So that is the Pulsar. And I was so amazed when Hamilton made a re-edition of that. And of course, I had to get that as well. And I'm going to show you that in a second. Just let me take it out of the box. To prepare for this show, I went down to my basement to my James Bond collection. So that is the replica, which is pretty much the same size. It is a little bit
little bit bigger, isn't it?
No, I would say it's the same size. It is a little bit confusing. So I would say it's the same size, but I agree it looks a little bit smaller on the screen, the old one. But what is so special about that one is that it's a combined LCD, which you see here, which has no backlight, and then when you push the button, then it shines, and then that is OLED. Then what you can see here.
That's pretty cool.
And I was so amazed that Hamilton is bothering to buy those displays, because nobody really makes them. So they kind of invented them, and I'm pretty sure the numbers of watches that they made of that type is not really big. So I'm not sure if they are getting the money out of that. But this is such a cool watch. Unfortunately, it's not set up with a horseshoe anymore. So you set it up by pushing that button for 3 seconds, and there you go.
Ah, good. That's brilliant. I'd love to get one of those. That's a really, really funky watch.
Those are fantastic.
Really
Do you want me to show the stop to go function on the Mondaine?
Yeah, go on then.
1 second. Give me 30 seconds.
Oh, I love that Hamilton. I'd love to get one of those. They're really nice.
Yeah, when they showed it available, I had to immediately get that. So here's my Mondaine. So I have the old version, which has no crown. It's a kind of pusher, but it sticks out. The new one, you can't see that pusher very much. but just have a look at the second hand, what it does when it reaches the 12. And then, so it stops at 12, and then the minute hand moves for 1 minute. And you won't see that on any other Quartz watch.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Ready? Lovely.
So that is the so-called stop-to-go function. And it never gets old, no matter how often you look at it. It's always fantastic. But this, you know, I haven't seen this one now for a year or two, and it's still fascinating when you push the button and then it illuminates. It's such a cool.
Julie Johnson's asking, what was the price of the Hamilton?
When I got it, I think it was like 650 or something US dollars. I think the prices are now a little bit higher, around 850. But in my opinion, that is, I'm an old fart, and that is nostalgia. That is just what excited me when I was a young man. And I still love the light up display. However, it's very old. Now it even has a sapphire crystal now. It used to be plexi in the old days. It's just such a cool piece.
It really is. I love it. I'd seriously get one if I had the money.
Okay. So I will go back to my main computer. I will log out.
Okay. Yeah, great one.
Pretty cool, yeah.
So the next one for me, I'm going to bring up is the just go to it. The Junghans Max Bill Mega Solar Titanium. £1,175 this one, which is some might think is a bit too much. The minimalist design of the Max Bill is pretty timeless, and it takes all of its power naturally from the sun. The watch is very lightweight due to its titanium composition, a state-of-the-art radio control movement, effortlessly adjust the date and time zones when traveling. So time zones can either be set using the crown or the in a matter of seconds via Junghans' own time signal from the Junghans Mega app. The Bauhaus design of the 38mm watch comes with a vegetable tan calf leather strap and has a classic style, really. Not for everyone, but this is one of those watches that gets that radio control signal, so it's you know, it's
pretty accurate.
Pretty accurate, yeah. I like the Max Bills, but as I say, not for everyone. That Bauhaus design.
Yeah, not for me as well. I think the Max Bill. I think they've got a chronograph, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I just wish they didn't put the date on it. I like the Bauhaus design. I'm a big fan of. I just don't like it when they
like
cut out.
Bauhaus.
Yeah,
not really for me. That stuff.
Yeah, so we're going to a German brand, and that's Sinn. And I really like this one.
Oh yeah, what got the diver?
It's to see Sinn UX EZM 2B Hydro. And Sinn have a history of putting their watches through the paces to truly test their robustness and quality, and this model's no exception. Favoured by the German GSG-9 Special Forces and modelled on the EZM2 from the 1990s, this model's engineered to be worn on maritime missions. The Sinn UX collection makes an iconic military Sinn design accessible to everyone. The UX is a mission timer for special operational forces, which gives optimal readability even at a glance. Each of the watches in this collection is made of a high-strength, seawater-resistant, bead-blasted German submarine steel. The hydro technology used means that the case of each watch is filled with a special oil to allow perfect readability from every angle without reflection or fogging. This also keeps the case water resistant to any reachable diving depth. Water resistance is further improved with a screw-fastened case back and screwable D3 system crown. The tegmented captive dive bezel with minute ratcheting is secure and cannot be unintentionally moved. The tegmented seal is also scratch resistant, serves as high glass. All of the UX watches are powered by an ETA caliber 995.652 high precision quartz movement, and these use a lithium-ion battery with an exceptionally long life that can supply power at temperatures down to minus 25 degrees C. The movements are temperature compensated to ensure they are not affected by sudden temperature change. Each movement is anti-magnetic and has second stop function, which are reliable from minus 20 degrees C to plus 60 degrees C. And the movement's also pressure resistant to 500 meters diving depth. And the case is pressure resistant to 12,000 meters diving depth. These are tested based on European diving equipment standards. And the watches are also resistant to low pressure. 44 millimeters watches feature hours, minutes, and seconds in a date, and the sword hands and baton indices are coated in aluminum, and the date display is at 3 o'clock on the black dial, and the crown is at 4 o'clock on the bracelet is a bead-blasted H-link bracelet. The watch also comes in a black PVD version for £3,080. So this is the steel version, but I think both me and JCB prefer this version, which is the black
version,
the blacked out version. But this is one heck of a robust quartz watch.
Yeah.
Issued to the military, special forces, and a great one.
Yeah, love that watch. It's a really cool piece. What's the price on this one, Thomas? In pounds, about
£3,080 for the blacked out, or £2,400 for the other one.
Okay. Yeah.
One minor.
Sorry, Jackie. Go on.
I have one minor thing that is nagging me with those. The problem is the small size is a little bit too small for me, and the big size is a little bit too big. So with those, they're not matching the sweet spot for me personally.
What are the sizes? I thought this was about 41 or something.
I have to check the sizes, but I tried them on at an AD both, and the small one was a little bit too small for me, and the big one.
Hi to the watch apprentice, good to see you. And Tom A saying that the new U50 Hydro is very cool as well. Yeah. 5,000 meters water resistance. Yeah, mental, isn't it? 5,000 meters, and the case is 12,000 meters water resistant. So, absolutely mind-boggling. Yeah. So
we're starting to get up in price now with the Sinn. With that one there, we're kind of going over the £2,000 sort of mark.
Yeah.
For a quartz
Yeah.
watch. Which that one is like packed full of features, and it's basically indestructible, so you can sort of justify it, I guess. It'd be interesting to compare it to this one because it'd be similar in price.
Yeah, this one's £2,800, and with a 44mm case made of Breitling's polymer alloy called Breitling that has an appearance similar to forged carbon, but is 3.3 times lighter than titanium and 5.8 times lighter than steel. This case houses Breitling's cost-certified 82 caliber thermocompensated super quartz movement, which delivers exceptional precision. The Breitling case is a non-magnetic, thermally stable, and hypoallergenic, and it also is highly resistant to scratches and corrosion, although I've seen some pictures on the web of cracks or broken off lugs, as happens with ceramic watches in rare cases, and it's available in a choice of colours with rubber straps, and is aimed at the sort of outdoor sports market, I believe. Although I know people who used to say gym on training watches, and they feature an analog time display with a 1/10 of a second chronograph and a day aperture at 430, and they're 100-meter water resistant, and the bidirectional bezel features a compass scale and come with a battery that lasts 2 years. Are we fans of these or not?
Not really for me. Not really.
I think they look fantastic, but the plastic case, it's very expensive.
I think that, I kind of feel like they're cool, but I just the dial is just a little bit too busy for me on this one. That's my only criticism, but generally it's pretty cool. For me, I'm an aerospace kind of guy for Breitling. My heart will always be with that one. So if I'm going to go with the quartz Breitling, it's going to be the aerospace, not this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What I really like is the emergency.
Over this one, definitely. Yeah.
Sorry, Jonathan, you saying?
I like the concept of the emergency with the rescue with the rescue function.
Yeah, like Mason says, Breitling doesn't do so well with these. They scream, I'm a sports watch.
Yeah, the problem is, as far as I know, the crown doesn't lock. Correct me if I'm wrong. The pushers certainly don't lock, and it's a very expensive watch for a plastic case. That is my main criticism.
Yeah.
Agree. It's too much. It's basically just too much, really.
Yeah. Okay, so on to Grand Seiko. I haven't included a spring drive, I'm afraid, Jonathan. So if you want to pull one up, you can. But this is the SBGN 027. Grand Seiko, one of the brands leading the way in high-performance quartz movements, and their Caliber 9F was developed to allow creation of the ultimate quartz watch, and it's now widely recognized as one of the finest quartz calibers in the world. The sustainability of the remarkable Grand Seiko quartz movement to the international traveler is enhanced by the addition of a GMT hand in this watch. The plus minus 10 seconds a year precision of the Caliber 9F86 is not compromised when the time zone is changed, as the watch continues to keep perfect time even when the time zone is changed, as the watch continues to keep perfect time even when the crown is pulled out, and the hour hand is moved to just a local time. The GMT hand is clearly differentiated in design from the hour and minute hands, and the 24-hour dial ring on the bezel is divided into two 12-hour sections to allow the AM and PM to be easily distinguished. The hairline finished to the 39mm stainless steel case, and the 24-hour bezel on the radial pattern, 24-hour bezel, the radial pattern on the black dial, and the 3-part bracelet give it a simple appearance, and the screwed-up crown keeps the watch airtight to 200 meters water distance. A very accurate and durable all-round watch, in my opinion. Grand Seiko being one of the premier sort of quartz.
Yeah, there is an amazing article for everybody who wants to educate themselves about Grand Seiko quartz watches, and it is called Sexy Robot, and it was published on Hodinkee a couple of years ago by the fantastic Jack Foster, and he made an article about how great Grand Seiko quartz watches are, and I will try to put down the bullet points that speak for Grand Seiko quartz watches. At the moment, I'm not talking about spring drive, while everything that I'm saying about the quartz is also applying on spring drive. So Grand Seiko quartz movements. First of all, it is totally in-house. Seiko even makes the quartz crystals for those quartz resonators. So they produce those quartz crystals in big reactors, and Grand Seikos are only getting the purest of those crystals that are they are produced. Then Grand Seiko is starting to age those crystals, because those crystals change their properties during age. So they artificially age those crystals before they are putting them into movements. Then each crystal or each quartz, it is a kind of tuning fork, is then tested, analyzed, and the performance is put in a program. So each Grand Seiko quartz watch has a computer chip which is individually programmed for that tuning fork, for this particular tuning fork that is used there. Then each Grand Seiko quartz watch checks the temperature real time 540 times per day. So the ambient temperature is checked constantly, and the performance of the watch is constantly adjusted to the ambient temperature. Then, for example, the second hand, what you see here, on a normal quartz watch, you will see that when the second hand jumps for 1 second ahead, it has a kind of backlash, so it jumps a little bit back. Grand Seiko implies a spring which ensures that it properly jumps ahead but not back. Then you have beautiful decoration on the movement bridges on Grand Seikos with kind of Geneva stripes, with anglage, and then everything is sealed up to make it really long-lasting and not prone to service very quick. So I think those are the bullet points which really differentiate the Grand Seiko quartz movements from regular movements, and everything results then in higher accuracy.
Yeah, 2,950 pounds this one. So it's a lot of money.
So £3,000. It's about.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay.
It is.
Getting
but
up to...
they put the same effort into the dials, the hands, and everything, just like with any other Grand Seiko.
Did you quickly want to cover some spring drive, Jonathan?
Yeah, then spring drive is a different technology, because it's basically based on a mechanical watch. So see a spring drive as a mechanical watch, and it's lacking 3 parts from the escapement. So this mechanical watch is only lacking the balance wheel, the anchor, and the escapement wheel. And that escapement is then replaced by a little wheel which is spinning around. It's generating energy, and that energy is used real time then in a computer chip, and it is also activating a quartz crystal, and it regulates and breaks down that little wheel when it's too fast. So the main technology with spring drive is just like any mechanical watch, manual wound or automatic. And the biggest criticism for spring drive so far has been that visible power reserve. That is the old movement And Seiko now rectified that with a new generation of movement where the power reserve is on the back side of the movement. Those are the new spring drives. They don't have the power reserve at the front, but you can see the power reserve on the back. Where is it? Can't see
I've
it
seen
here.
it in the hand-wound one, the Omanutari and things like that. The hand-wound spring.
Yeah, so the hand wound here is micro arches, which is then a different animal, but yeah.
Guys, you carry on. I'm going to jump off. I've got it's getting late here in Melbourne, and
okay, JCP, thanks for joining us, mate.
No worries. Enjoy the rest of the show, gentlemen, and I'll speak to you soon.
Take care.
Have a good one.
Rest of the day, yeah.
Have a good one, buddy.
I'm just trying to get that new spring drive movement here. You can see the power reserve on the back side. It also now has 5 days of power reserve.
Yeah, I love the spring drive. And I think that's like the middle point between like having a pure quartz or a pure mechanical. If you have to have like the best of both worlds and you're okay with having that on your wrist, I think that's like the best way to go through it.
Yeah, and you have to keep in mind, Seiko was working for over 20 years on that technology. They never gave up. They made hundreds of prototypes, and now that the technology is out there, nobody really can make that. Nobody is able to do that with the exception of Grand Seiko.
Yeah, they had such a long time to work on it, while the others were thinking it won't work. Yeah, and as soon as it worked, okay, now they can reap the benefit.
Yeah. Meeson one says, good, when I come to buy a Grand Seiko spring drive, I'll look out for the newer movement. The caveat with the newer movement is it's $2,000 to $3,000 more expensive than the old one.
Really?
So you have to,
wow.
Yeah, you have to ask yourself if it's worth it. And my favorite of them all still has the old movement. 1 second, let me show you. That is the Omiwatari. Yeah,
the Omiwatari is my favorite.
Yeah, that is my favorite as well, and that has the power reserve at the front. So you don't get this particular watch at the moment with the new movement. Okay, sorry for the tangent.
Yeah, not at all, Jonathan. That's great. So I'll just skip on through a few more watches before I come to the end. And I wanted to cover some ladies' watches because, quartz watches are very popular with women, not having to bother setting and winding in a mechanical watch, plus the lighter weight of a quartz movement in a watch often proves more appealing to women. This kind of Cartier would be very suited to a female, and the brand is hugely successful with women. However, many men are fans of the brand too. In the quartz crisis, the Muster Cartier range brought out many Cartier tanks, among other designs, which were hits with men. They brought the Panther quartz, the Santos quartz, and Dunhill did other quartz watches as well. This Muster Cartier Tank large model is a current women's model using a quartz movement in a steel case with a beaded crown that has a synthetic cabochon. Nice claret lacquered dial matches the claret alligator skin strap, and the steel sword hands are very Art Deco. It's a small watch at 25.3 mil. And only 30 meter water resistant, but looks really classy, I think. But as I say, I think a lot of women prefer quartz to. Oh, excuse me.
Bless you. Thomas, I realized that I was talking crap. Of course, I was talking about the Shunbun, and you were talking about Omiwatari.
That was a Shunbun, yeah, that was a Shunbun you showed, wasn't it? Yeah, I think a lot of women prefer quartz to mechanical watches just for ease of grab and go. But yeah, just want to cover that. Move on to one that JCB was talking about, which was the aerospace, the Breitling Aerospace Evo. Which
I have to also drop off, guys. Great catching up with everyone, and great having everyone in the chat. Thanks, Tom, for the coordinations. Thanks, JQ, for all the info, and see you in the next one, guys.
Thanks, Abdul. Take care.
Always good seeing you.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
So, in 1985, Breitling launched Aerospace, an innovative multifunction chronograph equipped with state-of-the-art Swiss technology, and there to this legendary model is the Aerospace Evo. Retains the same powerful, dynamic, and technical style, combined with the latest electronic development, equipped with the officially Chronomaster certified Breitling 79 thermocompensated super quartz caliber. It has a user-friendly control system with the crown-activated functions, including 100th of a second chronograph, countdown timer, second time zone alarm, minute per, and calendar. The 43 titanium case has a water resistance to 100 meters, and the battery life is around 3 to 4 years. It's a unidirectional ratcheted bezel and glare-proof sapphire crystal, and the watch also comes in a DLC version and the Red Arrows display team limited edition worn by the Red Arrows pilots. So that's one that JCB liked, the Breitling Aerospace Evo. I'll quickly jump to Grand Seiko's competitors as far as quartz go, and that's Citizen, and this is right near the very top of the modern Citizen lineup is the brand's the Citizen models, and in late 2023 the Japanese brand unveiled the Citizen AQ4100-65W. I mean, that's an even longer name than the Grand Seiko come up with, which was limited to 500 pieces. Features a platinum-coloured finish, which is a Duratec coating on the brand super titanium alloy that provides metal with a shimmering white colour while increasing its surface hardness up to approximately 5 times harder than stainless steel. The 38.3 case has angular lugs and a domed sapphire crystal and solid screw-down case back that's engraved with the Citizen Collection signature eagle emblem, giving the watch 100-meter water resistance. And the white Tosa washi paper dial is inspired by the appearance of a freshly fallen snow, so it's very Grand Seiko-ish, and has platinum flakes on it in an asymmetric pattern. These platinum flakes are applied using traditional Japanese techniques called sunago maki, where decorative artisans place platinum leaf onto a bamboo tube and then individually sprinkle the flakes onto the surface of the dial. This should be seen as Citizen's equivalent of something like the Grand Seiko Snowflake, really. And powering the watch is Citizen's Eco Drive Caliber A060. High accuracy solar quartz movement, which is a completely different higher-end creation compared to what you'll find in the brand's entry-level models. Like all Eco Drive movements, the Caliber A060 is capable of powering itself with any light source, although it includes an energy saving feature that will allow it to run for up to 1.5 years in complete darkness. Along with the perpetual date function, it has an accuracy rating of just plus minus 5 seconds per year compared to Grand Seiko's 9F caliber, which is plus minus 10 seconds a year. The caliber A8060 also has an impact detection feature that locks the movement to protect it from shocks, along with the automatic hand correction function to ensure perfect alignment should the hands get knocked out of place or deviate from the correction time. Although Citizen sells eco-drive watches for a fraction of the price, you can't really compare the Citizen range to the brand's entry-level models, and the Citizen collection should be seen as the Japanese manufacturer's luxury range in the same way that Grand Seiko is set apart from the Seiko brand. I don't know whether you know much about Citizen and their...
Yeah, I'm always open to new technology. My problem is that I fail to understand where the precision momentum comes from on this particular watch. And I think Citizen is not well advised to do those high-end. People are calling them Grand Citizen. I'm not sure if Citizen is well advised to use the EcoDrive system in their watches. EcoDrive is synonymous for watches under $600-700, and to keep that technology with those semi-transparent dials on high-end watches, I'm not sure if that is a good idea. I think Citizen has a lot of things to explain to sell those watches. I think they saw Seiko's success with Grand Seiko, and they're doing something similar. At the moment, I fail to understand that, but I have to admit, 10 years ago, I didn't even understand the marvel of Grand Seiko. So who knows what comes up next?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll skip on to our last piece, and this is the very expensive FP Journe Elegante 48mm titanium. This is $47,950 on Watchbox, and 48mm by 40mm by 7.95 thick, and with its easily recognizable titanium tortoise-shaped case, the FP Journe Elegante probably has to be the most expensive quartz watch on the block. The elegant collection of the what Journe call electromechanical watches were designed and conceived to provide a long autonomy of 8 to 10 years in daily use and up to 18 years in standby mode. 8 years of development were necessary for this innovative movement. The Elegante allows time to be stopped and started again, the dream of all watchmakers, as Journe say. And the concept features a mechanical motion detector visible on the dial at 4:30, and when the watch is motionless, it goes into standby mode for after 35 minutes to save the energy in the hands to stop turning. During the standby mode, the microprocessor continues to keep time while the mechanical parts, gears, rotors, and hands stop moving. And when the watch is moved again, the hands set themselves automatically to the current time, taking the shortest path either clockwise or counterclockwise. The luminescent dial of the Elegante in this titanium version has the shimmering look of mother of pearl and offers maximum legibility by day or night. At night, the hands are like silhouettes against the fully lumed dial. The movement is an electromechanical patented 2-rotor motor with a dedicated processor for specific functions like low consumption, and it's quartz running at a frequency of 32,786 hertz. It's 30 meters water distant with a screw-down crown. So what do you think of the Elegance, and Jonathan?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I think it's an ugly piece of kit.
Really?
Yeah. I remember the days when the hype for FP Journe started, and that was a tool to get on the FP Journe wait list. So they were trying to sell those to clients for their first FP Journe. It was very tough, but times have changed now, and people are so crazy for an FP Journe that they're even buying that. I don't understand the concept. I know that motion detector and so on. I understand the technology. I don't get it why FP Journe is making a quartz watch with that product range. I think it's butt ugly, and I don't feel for that watch at all. How about you?
It's an interesting piece. I found it quite fascinating with the moving hands and the stopping mechanism. The fact that it can go on for 18 years. So they're saying, when it's not moving. But it's Sean hype, isn't it? Basically,
yeah. This technology with the stopped hand, you can have that on the Seiko Arnie as well. It is the same technology with solar powered watches. It is just not the motion detector. It is just a detector of darkness, and those watches stop. So I fail to understand what is so special about it.
Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, it's definitely.
I think it's also quite big, isn't it?
It is. It's 48 mil.
Yeah. So never seen that in real life. Maybe I'm totally off. But yeah. Don't feel it. Don't feel it.
No. We'll get rid of it then.
So what you didn't cover, in my opinion, was I was hoping to see the GP Casquette re-edition.
Oh yes,
which is a very cool
Casquette. That is concept. Really nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Should I pull that up?
Yeah. It's an LED watch, isn't it, as well?
Chrome. A second. Let me present you. So, but maybe the fascination is only because I'm old and I witnessed those times when those I have a fascination with those LED displays.
I love it. I love LED displays myself. Yeah, I do. I'm the same. But this Casquette, Joe Perregaux Casquette, was gorgeous. This is the Mark II Casquette, I think, isn't it?
Yes, that is the re-edition. The old one was with a plastic case virtually. And GP were brave enough to make a re-edition with a ceramic case and a ceramic covered bracelet. It is just too expensive. I'm too stingy to buy them at the current rate. I think they are over 5,000. Not sure what the initial price was. Let me check here in monochrome. They are saying 4,700 euros, but they are selling above still. So. Yeah, but I'm a big fan of this concept. Not sure if it's only the fact that it has a shiny LED display, and I can feel the child in me the first time I saw this display, and I thought that was so cool, and I thought that I would never own a watch with traditional hands anymore. How wrong was I? But yeah, it just takes me back in time.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Love it, absolutely love it. It's a great piece. Yeah. Yeah, so I'll just remind you of a couple of more things. If you're going to be in the UK on June the 15th and 16th, check out this. So that's timelondon.co.uk. There's special deals on tickets at the moment, and yeah, it should be really good. Should be really good do. And also check out what just happened then.
I'm still here.
Yeah, check out the Elite Horology channel tonight. I've just put a link to this stream tonight.
Are you joining me tonight, Thomas?
I may do, Jonathan. Yeah, I may do.
Yeah, it would be fantastic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it should be good stream. Check that out and put a notification. And yeah, also check out a couple of channels. One of my favorite channels at the moment. Check out ID Guy's latest video if you dropped on today. That should be really good. And also Mike from Denmark, who runs a channel called This Watch, That Watch. Rapidly becoming one of my favorite channels. And yeah, he drops a video every Saturday. So absolutely cracking stuff he does. And also to all the people in Ireland, Irish-based, Irish Heritage tomorrow.
Oh, happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, we wish you a happy St. Patrick's Day. So this is our St. Paddy's Day episode. So hope everyone has a great one. Oh, Rich Buddy, good to see you, my friend. Just got up. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Good to see you. We're just about to wrap it up.
You have 2.5 hours to catch up now from this particular show.
Yeah, we're just about to wrap it up. So yeah, okay, everyone. It's been great to see you all, and great to see you all in the chat. And hope to see you on the Elite Horology channel tonight. So take care, everyone. See you next time.
See you, and thank you very much, Thomas, for doing those shows.
Yeah, you're welcome. Take care.